ConnecTra creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, ConnecTogether, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative, Wednesday Chair Yoga with Bobby Seal-Kobiski, Thursday Adapted Fitness with Megan Williamson, Friday Rotating Dance Classes hosted by Janice Lawrence and Joanne Cuff, and other initiatives including presentations by the Disabled Independent Gardeners Association's Growable program and our Perspective series. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at ConnecTra Society.
Okay, you can start.
Perfect, thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday workouts. I am Sierra from Ocean Rehab and Fitness, for those who don't know me. Today, we're gonna be working on some cardio. As you can see, I am all bundled up, a little chilly, so hopefully this cardio will warm me up. For our equipment today, we are going to be working on a bunch of different movements. You could do this without any equipment, but if you do want to add some equipment, I'm going to be using some smaller dumbbells, a dowel, so any kind of dowel shape, whether that's like a hockey stick, a cane, whatever it might be. And then a resistance band, you can have it attached either kind of lower or up higher if that works for you. But like I said, we can totally modify all of this based on what you have around you. So without further ado, let's get into a warm up, and then I'll kind of explain all the different movements that we're going to be doing today, because we're going to be doing quite a few new types of cardios that you may have not seen before. So to start, let's get into our neck. We're just going to go up and down to start. Noticing maybe that breath, and then we're going to go left and right, taking some big inhales here, and then we're going to tilt left to right. Good. And then from here, we're going to go into the shoulders. So doing some squares. So going up towards the ears, back, down, and forwards. We're drawing squares with those shoulders. Good. And then we're going to bring right arm up, left arm back, and then we're going to switch. Getting some movement in the shoulders here. Good. And then we're going to bring both arms out in front of us and back. And then we're going to bring arms down to the ground, palms facing me, and then all the way up into some snow angels. Good. And then we're going to go into some circles. So we're going to take the left arm and make big circles behind us, or as much as you can do here, just stretching everything out. And then we'll switch sides. Awesome. And then we're going to go into lateral reach, reaching as far as we can. Then we're going to drop the arm in front of us and rotate to the right. And then we'll switch sides. Dropping in front and rotating. One more on each side. Dropping that shoulder and rotating, looking over that other shoulder. Good. And then from here, we're going to tuck the chin and roll down through the spine as low as you want to go here. So you can kind of stay here, or you can go all the way towards the ground. Once we get to the bottom, taking a big inhale. And exhale, slowly lifting up. We're going to lift that chest. Open up the chest, looking up towards the ceiling. Good. And then from here, we're going to do some hula hoops in the hips. So for some, that movement might be very subtle. For others, you can really create some big circles here. Good. And then we'll switch directions. Okay. So those are our quick little dynamic movements. We're going to move into a little more movement. I always tell people now, if you feel free to add some music behind the scenes, if you would like. Otherwise, we're going to get into some arm circles to start. So arms are just out to the side. We're drawing circles. You can get small or really big. And then we're going to switch directions. Good. And then we're going to go into some big shoulder rolls. And we're going to go backwards. Good. And we're going to bring arms up into some arm jumping jacks. And if anyone's joining from standing position, you can always add the legs in or do kind of like a side step as the arms go overhead. Good. Hopefully we're starting to feel a little warmer now. Then we're going to bring both arms to the left side of the hip. We're going to go up and over, kind of drawing a rainbow. Just going from one side all the way to the other, and then switching. Good. And then we're going to go and punch forward and then up. Forward and up. And anything that we're doing overhead today, if that's too much, going forward is always a good option. Still get in that movement, but not agitate any shoulders. Good. And then we're going to reach to the right and to the left. Getting a little spinal rotation here. Good. And then from here, we're going to punch diagonally out in front of us. Good. And last one, if you have a dowel, you can grab a dowel. Otherwise, you can mimic this motion of kayaks. But we're going to kayak here for a couple seconds. So we're just getting in some nice rotation. If you really want to add some rotation, you can follow your eyes with that dowel. And then picking up speed once you get that motion. Good. Ten more seconds, and then we'll grab some water. Two and one. Good. All right, let's grab some water. Hopefully we feel a little more warmed up. I definitely do. I'm going to go through all of the different motions, and you can kind of decide what equipment you want to use. But essentially, I have a bunch of different movements that we're going to do, and we're going to do each one for 30 seconds. Go through them all, take a minute rest, and then go through them again. I'm going to show you all of them so that when we get into it, we can just keep transitioning. So this is optional, but I have some light weights And we're gonna imagine like we are holding a rope and we are swinging the rope. So kind of like battle ropes, for those who've used battle ropes before. If you want, you can switch patterns. So you can be left, right, left, right. And then if you want to use dumbbells for a little extra work, feel free to do that. So that is the first movement. Second movement is a ball throw. I don't have a ball with me right now, so I'm going to use just a dumbbell. So you're going to bring your arms all the way up and throw down to the right, all the way up, throw down to the left. So we're just going to keep doing that. If you have a ball, great. Otherwise, you can do that with a dumbbell or just with your hands. Okay, and then the next one is a row. So different ways you can do that. I have a band here. I'm going to row here. I also have a band behind me. So we've seen this a couple times where I have the hands up high and then I'm pulling down low. So those are two different options of rows that you can do. If you just have dumbbells, you can just do some rows. You can do 2 arm rows, whatever feels good there. The next one is swimmers. So we're gonna do either a breaststroke here, or you can place like a pillow or something on your lap. This is a little more of an advanced option, but just giving people options here. I usually put a pillow here, and then you can go left arm back, right arm, and go into some swimmers like such. So different options for those who want a little more of a workout today. Then we'll go into kayak. So easy, just with a dowel like we were in warm up. Then we'll go into adapted burpees. So adapted burpees is essentially going up overhead, leaning forward and reaching down towards the ground and then back up. You also can just go up the whole time or forwards and up if that feels better. Then we're going to shift into boxing. That one's straightforward. And then jump rope, which I like to use with dumbbells. Some people have actual like split ropes. So if you have those, you can use that. You could also use a resistance band, but I just use some dumbbells and go into some jump ropes. Okay, so doing that circular motion. I usually leave my brakes off on my chair to get a little more core action going. Whatever feels good. So a bunch of different movements. I will cue you to give you the cue that we are switching. Otherwise, just follow along and feel free to adapt as you need based on the equipment and what you can do. So without further ado, we're going to do 30 seconds each of all of them, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll just keep going through all of those before we switch into some other stuff at the end. So to start, we're going to start with ropes with the dumbbells. You can also use this without weight. So if you are using music, I would turn on your music now and let's get started. So ropes, we are here with the dumbbells. You can do opposite, left, right, or you can do some big slam like such. Okay, good. And we have 5 seconds already, and then we'll switch into the next one. Good. And we're going into ball throws. So I'm using one dumbbell, throwing down to one side, throwing down to the next. Good. Awesome. 15 seconds. Really throwing that ball, throwing that weight, whatever you're using, throwing those arms. And we're going to switch into rows. So whatever you're using for rowing, let's start. You can also kayak here, throwing another kayak. If that feels good, we got 15 seconds. Good. And it's cardio, so adding a little bit of speed now. Five seconds. Good. And switching into swimmers, I'm going to go no equipment here. Good. Yeah, so we're doing quick transitions. So everything seems somewhat bearable. And switching up the equipment so that we're moving around even a little more in between each. Good. And grabbing our dowels, going into kayak. Good. Remembering to breathe here. Awesome. Adding a bit of rotation if that feels good. Following it with your eyes. 5 seconds. And switching into adapted burpees. So reaching up, and it feels good reaching all the way down. You can also do one arm and hold yourself up if that feels good, or just go up and stay up. A bunch of different variations. Good. Check in with our breathing. And switching into boxing. So we're just going to go keep it simple, some jabs, bringing those hands to the chin each time. Good. If you really wanted a challenge, you could add some weight. I would stay nice and light. Good work. And we are switching into our last one in 2, 1, and we're going into our jump ropes. So we're going here, or you can add some weight and go into our jump ropes. Good. Take circles, staying nice and little, whatever feels good. Five seconds. 2, 1, and rest. All right. Grab some water. That is our first round of different movements. A little bit of variation. Stretch out. Catch your breath here. Remember your breathing. We are going to go into back to our ropes. So grabbing your weights if you need your weights. We have 20 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds. Hopefully everyone is ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and going into ropes. So I'm going to go both arms, really thinking about slamming those ropes down, our imaginary ropes. Good. 15 seconds. Awesome. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going straight into ball throws. Good. So thinking about if you were actually throwing a ball, what you would have to do to get it to the ground and giving yourself as much power so that it bounces back up. Good. And we are switching into rowing or kayak. Whatever feels good. I'm going into rowing. Grabbing those bands. Nice. Adding some speed. Awesome. Remembering to breathe here, sitting up tall. And switching into our swimmers. So pushing that water away and then coming back towards the chest. Good. Really opening everything up, coming back. Once you get that, then you can add speed. Awesome. 5 seconds. And we're switching into kayaks. Grabbing those towels. Good work. Adding the speed. 15 seconds. We're going to go right into our adapted burpees. And 5 seconds. And switching, going into adapted burpees. So bringing arms up and then hinging forward and reaching down. Or maybe you're just staying here. Whatever feels good. 15 seconds. Ooh, 10 seconds. Good work. All the way through. And we are switching into boxing. Good. Nice quick transitions. You get a break after the jump ropes. Good, adding speed. 15 seconds here. Nice work. 5 seconds. And switching into jump ropes. Good, going into little circles. Adding some speed. Or big circles. Getting more of that body moving. Good, keeping those shoulders down. Nice, 5 seconds. And rest, awesome. All right, grab some water. Stretch out those shoulders a bit. Maybe the neck. Remembering to breathe here. We have 40 seconds, and then we're gonna go again. We're going back to our ropes with the dumbbells if you have them. 30 seconds. Taking 2 big breaths here. Inhale, exhale as you relax everything. Relax the shoulders. One more big inhale. And exhale. Okay, getting ready for ropes and go. I'm gonna alternate this time. Climbing those ropes down. Good. Keeping those shoulders down. 15 seconds. Good work. And 5 seconds. Good. We're gonna switch into ball throws. Throwing those balls down or the dumbbell down. All the way up and throw. Good. 15 seconds. Exhale as we throw. And switching into rowing or kayaks. Good. And let's go. So we're rowing or we're kayaking. Adding some speed now. Good work. And switching into swimmers. So pushing forward and then coming back to the chest. And once you got that, add some speed. Nice. Easy, amazing. Good work, everyone. We are switching into kayaks in 3, 2, 1, and going into kayak. Nice. Good quick transitions, remembering to breathe. We have 3 more moves and then you get another rest. Nice. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and switching into burpees. So reaching up, hinging forward, reaching for the ground. Or up, pressing up and pressing forward, whatever feels good. Remembering to breathe here. It's probably our most dynamic movement. Good, 5 seconds. Adding speed and switching to boxing. Good. Quick transitions. Nice work. "15 seconds. You know, it's funny when I write this and adding in the minute rest at the end made sense, but sometimes I wonder why we don't add more rest. Good, and switching into jump ropes. Using those dumbbells if you need. Otherwise, making some big circles here. Or little ones and going quick. 15 seconds. Five seconds. And we're resting. Nice work. Grab some water. Okay, so we're gonna go one more round. And then I have a bit of a fun little pyramid to do with a little bit of variation on whatever you want to do for that. So we're going to make it through one more round. Then we'll get our rest, go into a pyramid. I'll explain what that is, and then we'll get into some stretching. Stretching out those shoulders now. Taking one big breath here. Inhaling through the nose, exhale, release those shoulders. And we have 10 seconds getting ready for our ropes. Grabbing dumbbells if you're using dumbbells. And let's go. Okay, so either alternating or both arms, couple different patterns. You can go nice and big, or you can go nice and small and get in quick, little ones, where we're alternating. A little more core action going on here. Good. Or you can just rotate between all 3, add some variation, and switching into ball throws. Going up, throwing down. Good. 20 seconds. Nice work. 15 seconds. Five seconds. And we're switching to rowing or kayaking. And let's go. Nicely done. Add some speed. This is your last round. Last round, best round, I always say. 10 seconds. Keeping those shoulders down. And switching into swimmers. Good. Nicely done. And then once you get the rhythm, adding speed, adding no transition in between, you're just forward and together, forward and together. Good. 5 seconds. And we're switching into kayaks. Good, and switching. Good, remembering to breathe, adding that rotation, and then adding speed. Good work. Hey, 3 more movements. We have 15 seconds here, and then we're going to switch into adaptive burpees. Nicely done. And switching into adaptive burpees, bringing those arms all the way up and reaching for the ground. Good work. Fifteen seconds. 5 seconds. And we are switching into boxing. Good, adding speed. So rebound, come back, and switch. 15 seconds, and we got some jump ropes. Then you get a rest. 10 seconds. Nice, and going into our jump ropes for our last one. Nice, we're done. Adding speed, 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Awesome. Okay, grab some water. Relax those shoulders. We're gonna start talking about our little pyramid. So, pyramid. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go up the pyramid and down the pyramid in time. So we're gonna go 30 seconds. Then we're gonna go into a minute and a half, 2 minutes at the peak, and then go back down. Minute and a half, minute, 30 seconds. You can choose what you want to do for all of that. If you want to start with something nice and simple like a kayak and then switching into something else, the 2 minutes is going to be quite long and quite a burner. So if you feel like if you started something, let's say you went forward and up, and by a minute and a half you're like dying, you can switch into kayaks. I'm going to start with some rowing, but you can choose what you want to do. Remembering we're going up the pyramid and down, adding in variation as you would like. We're going to start in 30 seconds, so choose the equipment you want to use. You've had a bunch of different examples of different types of cardio, so feel free to play around with it a bit. The goal here is to get creative, and we are starting in 10 seconds. Good. And let's begin. So adding some rowing, adding some kayaks, maybe you're boxing. We're going for 30 seconds here. Going nice and light. Good work. So we're starting off fairly light, and then we'll add some intensity. Good, and then we are shifting into a minute interval now. So 30 seconds are done. Good. Changing things up if you need. Otherwise, adding a bit more speed wherever you are. Good work. The goal here is to just keep moving. Whatever you're doing, just keep moving. I feel like I'm like Dory from Nemo. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Okay, we have 30 seconds here in this interval. And then we're going to go for 1:05. I'm probably going to switch up into a different movement in 20 seconds. Good work. 10 seconds. Up the pyramid and down the pyramid. And then you'll be done. All right. Going into our 1.5 starting now. Maybe you're switching. So we have 1.5, 2 minutes, and then we'll go back down that pyramid. Good work. Remembering to breathe. By now, you should be really starting to move if you have stayed in the same movement. Otherwise, we're moving quite quickly now. But pacing ourselves, we do have another 2-minute interval to get through. That's already 30 seconds. 1 more minute in this interval. Good work. Just keep moving. Remembering to breathe. Awesome. The chair is squeaky today. We have 30 seconds left. And then we're going to go for the almighty peak of that pyramid for 2 minutes. Good work. Pacing ourselves now. This is where it's going to start to feel challenging. I'm challenging you to keep moving, keep finding what feels good. You really want that challenge. Stick with whatever movement you're at now. Good, and now we have 2 minutes. So we're switching into 2 minutes. You choose where you want to stay, but challenging you for 2 minutes to just move. Good work. Adding speed. This is the almighty top of the pyramid, so you should have quite a bit of speed in some of those movements. We have 30 seconds already done and dusted. Good work. Squeezing those shoulder blades back if you're doing any kind of forward and back motion, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears for pretty much all of them. Good work. All right, we have 1 minute here on the top of that pyramid. 1 minute. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Good work. Awesome. Hey, we got 30 seconds. And then we're going to slowly go down that pyramid. Nice work. 20 seconds. Pushing ourselves now, getting through this last little bit. Okay, so notice the rhythm that I'm at. In 5 seconds, we're going to go into a 1.5-minute interval, but we're going to slow it down and switching 1.5 minutes. Okay, so we're slowing down that pace a bit. Whatever you are doing. Good. So 1.5 minutes. Still moving. Still tired. Still breathing. But knowing the end is almost near. We are 30 seconds in. We got 1 minute in this interval. Then we have a minute and then 30 seconds of super light. So hang on. Good. Nicely done. All right, 30 seconds have been off again. We have 30 more seconds in this interval. easy, no problem. Okay, so notice my pace. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. When we go into our next one, we're going to slow it down a little more. Maybe switching gears. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and switching. So we have 1 minute now. Now we're, slowly, kind of like a sluggish movement, just slowly getting in that last of that pyramid, starting to cool down, but still moving. That's the main goal here, is just to move. Our body craves movement. So we want to give it that. We have 30 seconds left. And then an easy little cool down of 30 seconds, and then we'll get into some stretching. Good work, everyone. We have 20 seconds. Hang on in there. Nice. So notice the pace. It's just nice and light. Shouldn't be like your arms are falling off. Good. And our last 30 seconds, notice the pace change. Nice and slow. We are just cooling down here at this point. Just nice and, I'm just on a leisurely kayak now, taking in the scenery, getting in some big breath. Big inhale and exhale. Good, we made it through the pyramid. I knew it'd be a challenge, but I knew everyone could do it. Here we are. Okay, taking one more big inhale and exhale. Let's rest there. Grab some water. Nicely done, everyone. Did quite a bit of cardio today. We're gonna get into some stretching. So to start, we're gonna start at the neck. We're gonna tuck that chin in. Bring the nose to the right armpit, relaxing that left side, maybe bringing the left arm behind. But the goal is to kind of tilt down towards that armpit. Big inhale and exhale. Good, and then we're gonna come back to center, tuck that chin in and go to the other side. Relaxing that opposite arm. Maybe folding that arm behind. Big inhales here. Noticing that heart rate coming down. We're slowly going to come out of that. We're going to go into a pec stretch. So finding two different ways you can do this. If you have like post or a wall, you're going to come up against it and then rotate away, getting in that stretch in the pec. The other option is finding a tender point, bringing the arm out in front, and then opening up that chest. And going back and continuing to open up that chest. So choosing what feels good here. Starting on one side. The goal is really to just open everything up. Good. And then we're going to switch sides. You get one of two ways, whatever feels good. For those who are using a post or a wall, really rotating away from it. Remembering to breathe. Nice. And then we're going to go into tricep. Gonna bring an arm over. Another great one is trying to connect both the arms together. And keeping that chest lifted. And then we'll switch. And release. We're gonna go into the biceps. So for those who can, bringing our hands behind us and releasing those fingers, bringing those hands towards the ground. And then if you want a little more, lifting up those hands, leaning a bit forward and holding there. Good. Remembering to breathe. Exhale and release. We're going to rotate to the right, looking over that right shoulder. Lifting that chest. And switching sides, lifting that chest again. Good. And then we're going to place hands on the desk or table in front of us, shooting those hips back, placing some weight in the hands. Ready that head dangle. Big inhales. Allowing yourself to get some space in the ribs. And we're going to exhale and slowly come back up. Okay, good work, everyone. Thank you all for joining me today. Today was a good little cardio burner for a lunchtime break for me. So thank you all for joining me. Next week, we're going to work on some shoulder health and some posture. So be ready for that. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. And I hope to see you all next week.